But getting into the first game of the series.
And we have Angry Apes with a double IS-4, IS-7, S-Conk, VZ55, and an E3, whereas FHS is going to be rocking a 113 50B E100, 277 VZ55, and Chase and his Batchat 25T.
And quite a rare sight. You might be thinking I'm talking about the 113, but no, only one VZ on each side.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting here. It's pretty crazy. Tank is, I don't even feel like it's super insane in 5v or 6v6. Like, it's good, as I am on the wrong scene. Get back to the right scene here now. You didn't miss anything, promise. Teams are just kind of going to their locations, as you know. It's a pretty interesting tank. It fills a really interesting push counter push type role, but in a sustained fight, it's still not the best tank.
Yeah, I will say I think double VZs, especially in the way Jack AFK used them last game, are extremely strong. Just being able to anchor down if they push one line, double clips. If you push three line, double clips. If you come across A6 for it, they can just react, push back in. And just 2,000 clip damage, it's just nothing can match that in 2 seconds. Not even close. And that's the biggest benefit for having a VZ. But sure, an extended fight, perhaps they don't do quite as well. But Angry Apes, pretty conservative initial setup. It's very similar to actually what Jack AFK is doing, except
even
they have
harder committed to the cap.
Yeah, they have an extra VZ sitting at A7 instead of it sitting at C3. So
yeah. Paddington here in his E100 is kind of playing the anchor position, and for some vision, let's say E3, E100, playing a kind of an anchor position here. Looking to try to see if he can spot any tanks. Not able to do quite yet. This is almost, that strat is almost ripped straight. I mean, I don't want to, you know, it is very similar to what Jack AFK did.
Chase landed a nice shot there. Does get lit for it. I will also point out Chase in his Batchat is running improved hardening, which I personally like. Like he's running the vert stab and the improved aiming unit, the bounty version. So his accuracy is pretty good already. So having that extra 180 HP means that if you're against another Batchat, you almost always win that 1v1. It's a 50-50 for the enemy Batchat to actually be able to kill you. So even if he lands all 5 shots.
Oh, the restraint he just used to not shoot game.
Oh, he already shot him once.
I know, but
he honestly could take the shot just purely because he can get safe very easily. I think the biggest thing was they didn't have vision for at least a little bit. I was watching Chase's perspective.
He's able to get another one in the game.
Yeah. So,
As,
and
game
a Wilbur.
taking another. What?
A Wilbur landing 3 into his side. And now game's kind of stuck here. One was traded back. But that's not the kind of trades you want to take. This anchor position is down to 700 HP instantly.
Yeah, he made a pretty big misplay there. They have to make sure they have someone covering in that window where that 50B is. Normally when you're playing the IS-7, you're actually able to play safely there. And it looks like, actually...
Game should be going down here. I don't see a way that he can truly get safe. That 50B could just come across this line again, along with Fishy, it looks like. And here comes the push. Onto game, it looks like. They're just trying to get this pick nice and cleanly.
But they are going to be coming here to try to match this 0-2 in his E100. Is going to be playing, trying to stop this. Here comes Finesse and the VZ taking a lot of damage here. He's going to be able to pick up Game's IS-7. The E3 of 0-2 now trying to make some plays as they've just kind of moved into this hold down position while another 1v1 is happening on the other side here. Kabali, he's going to be trying to find some help on the Fishy Gamer there. He does connect the shot into that 277. 0-2 backing up here in his E3 is going to be able to get some support. They need to try to maybe find a counter push onto these 3 tanks here, but they're just holding in the line. They're trying to make what damage they can, and they're trading very well against the tanks. Kabali here moving back into the window as the Batchat's coming across the cap and moving in behind them, but the HP is just disappearing for Angry Apes, so they finally decide to make a play here. But Killbat's already going to drop down. No Mercy moving around beside them there. One more shot going to be able to go take Paddington down. Kabali is able to do that in his S-Conk here. They're going to be focusing on to Finesse's VZ55, trying to stop him from getting their clip off here, putting him down to 521. He gets reloaded, puts the first shot into Kabali. The next one now going in. No Mercy dropping down in his IS-4. Last tank alive is going to be Kabali, and he's going to be picked up very swiftly here, and that's going to be the first game here as FHS is able to pick up their offense on Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, and just truly a super clean win here as they pushed in, found that initial pick on the S7, and just went on to that hold down. And that E3 that was initially like, I'm going to get a shot once they cross in here, all of a sudden was looking pretty dumb as he just had nowhere to go. He was slowly trying to back up and got bled down to a one shot. And those VZs, they were trying to poke onto a E100, and E100 just shrugs it off, saying, what is a 306 APCR round going to do to my turret? Nothing. As Killbad, 0 damage in his VZ. IS-7 only able to get into one shot, and just pretty lackluster damage.
0 damage?
Yeah. He went 2, 2, and 0. I believe both shots were all not E100 and bounced both. So.
Looking kind of sus.
And also, I noticed Awober, 12, 11, and 11, doing 4,500 damage in his 50B, so having a great game himself. And nice early 1-0 start for FHS, and that looked very strong. They realized the weakness, they pushed in without hesitation, and they just won every flank. That IS-4 in the south, there ended up being 2 tanks to go kill him, and even though 2 tanks were killing 1, they were still losing the air side of the map because one of their tanks got picked for free.
Yeah, I feel like they just didn't have all their positions locked down. If you're playing that position that game is playing, you have to really make sure that you keep those angles safe. And they just let that 50B, the 50B came out, flipped into him for a few shots, and then just left, gone, poof.
Yeah.
And, you know, you gotta make sure that that's locked down. That's one of those things. You're talking about what Wallhacks was bringing earlier. He had the extra tank in the window. Extra tanks in the window right there. You're looking at a lot more damage traded back onto that 50B when he does pull out to take that shot there. And I think that's kind of one of those things that come along with growing pains. You got to realize, you know, what's the weakness in our strategy? What's the worst case scenario? Because, you know, a good team like FHS is going to be like, hey, this is worst case scenario for the enemy team. We're going to pick that. They just did not have it covered, and they were unable to kind of get it back on track.
The funny thing is, this game was almost identical to Jack is AFK versus NHF. The same south push happened where 2 tanks are trying to kill that 1-line tank. The same D-line push happened where the rest of the team's coming in trying to win it. But Jack is AFK made it look like nothing was even close to going wrong because they had the double VZs to get the initial bleed. That IS-7 didn't bleed half his HP, and IS-4 of Wallhacks stayed safe, so he never was a pick. So overall, a lot of differences, and you see what kind of makes those great teams great, and what Angry Apes might have to learn as we're heading into the next match here.
Yeah, from the side of Angry Apes, they're going to be bringing the double 113, double E100, IS-4, and IS-7. Meanwhile, FHS rocking double 113, IS-4, IS-7, 277, and a VZ-55. It looks like Angry Apes not actually opting in for the VZ. However, they have a lot of HP on their team. Very heavy team comp here. 17,230. So if you've got some FHS fantasy players on their team, they're able to pick up this win. They're going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. And FHS, even though it's 7 heavy tanks, they're still down 1,300 HP as they're going for an aggressive courtyard play, realizing Angry Apes is slow. And what are they going to do? And the problem is, Angry Apes is completely split.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if FHS realizes this...
Oh, Paddington's going to be driving across...
Let's not worry about it. Did anybody get lit? The thing is, that IS-4 and the VZ, if these tanks push up the 8 line, I mean, obviously they light the IS-7, but then once the second that they realize they're there, they're going to come around.
Oh, no mercy.
So, Fishy gets lit. No shots.
Has to do something. Oh,
yeah, they're kind of panicking as I believe No Mercy is spotted. So yeah, they know that he's here now. Question is if they smell blood in the water yet, or if they're waiting for Angry Apes to show their hand a little bit more.
Yeah, you see some blind fire there coming from FHS, No Mercy, and Chase trying to wait. They're doing it. Here comes Killbad's IS-7. They're going to be moving in behind. Ooh. It's going to be the counter pincer here coming in from Angry Apes. They smell the blood in the water actually first. Chase pulling around the corner, realizing what's coming. Now they're trying to make this counter push. The thing is, they're going to be pushing into a lot of HP. Kabali has bled a decent bit of HP. Here comes Killbot around the corner, putting a shot into Chase's IS-4. Perma Delusional going to be trying to get a shot here into Chase, but he does get away. They need to try to find their picks here. They're dedicating way too many tanks here to try to killing this IS-4. Meanwhile, the other side of the fight, it's going to be Kabali trying to kite into the courtyard, but he's not going to drop down here very soon as Finesse on reload here in his VZ55. They're trying to stabilize here, but as soon as his VZ comes off reload, he's going to be able to finish up the E100 of Kabali as Game just trying to survive for as long as he can. There we go. Chase is finally picked up in his IS-4. Game does drop in his E100, and there goes Kabali's E100. Next tank going to be a target. It is going to be Finesse in the VZ55. No Mercy needs to try to get away from the tanks on the 8 line. They have no 8 line control here from Angry Apes. They should have left someone behind to try to stop that. Here comes 0-2, cutting around. They're going to be dropping the first couple of shots here into Paddington's 113, dropping him down to 717. It's going to take 2 more to finish him up. Now they need to focus down Fishy Gamer. He's going to be the next as No Mercy is kiting around Killbad, stopping to turn focus around onto Melly's 113. Over trying to kite around as well. Killbad is trying to stop in front of Fishy Gamer, but No Mercy's picked up here. They need to try to finish off the tank in the courtyard.
This is so close. It's so back and forth, but Angry Apes does have the HP advantage as Fishy is dropped.
Ober's going to be 2 more shots from being taken down here onto 752 HP. He's going to take 1 here from Perma Delusional. 0-2 trying to kite toward Melly, making sure he doesn't get double tapped and taken down here as fast as possible. As Perma Delusional is going to be able to try to find the 1v1. Wober is going to be taken down here. Melly, last tank alive. Angry Apes on the verge of their virgin win here in the Major League. Hitman, gotta say, I am the prediction god. I baited you into the 4-0 prediction, and Angry Apes is going to be able to pick up the first win.
You're saying that now, but if they win another game, then your prediction's wrong too. So, I mean, it could go either way.
You're right. You're
but
so
Angry
correct.
Apes, realizing that FHS has 2 tanks on the 8 line there, realizing they need to make a play or else they're going to get collapsed upon. So they come around the side of the map, come down the 8 line, able to pick up Chase. And even though Chase delayed for a large amount of time, and looking at the damage,
Feel bad.
Chase did as much as everybody else. So Chase wasn't even the problem there. He did 2,200 damage.
Yeah.
Finesse only able to get in 1,300 with the VZ. That is a huge blow. Patty only 1,300 as well, bouncing a couple shells. And honestly, the HP, like you were talking about, that 1,300 that they started with, that's what made the biggest difference.
Yeah. FHS used their mobility to their advantage, but they kind of got swapped up. You know, it was a 2 for 2, kind of both sides trying to find that pick. I feel like Angry Apes, you know, they could have done a little bit micro positioning better there, but for the most part, I feel like I have to really give them props. Able to smell blood in the water, making that push, realizing, hey, look, you know, this kind of got an idea of how they're set up here. I think we should pinch these tanks on this corner. They did just that, able to pick up the win there, and that's going to tie the series up 1-1.